Well, good morning. Here we are back at QuiltChat.
Hi.
Yes.
I
Back
know.
from vacation.
Yes, and you know what? I can't remember the last time I drove 3 hours in blowing snow to get home from my mom's house.
You just couldn't wait to get back to Kentucky.
Actually, once I was out there, it was like, okay, how fast can I go?
But we're glad you made it home safe.
Well, yes, and we know everybody else out there is snuggling up in their quilts, we hope, and doing some quilting.
It's very, very cold across America. So if you're watching from another country, it's just chilly here.
And I think we're supposed to get to 30 degrees today.
Mm-hmm. Yay!
Yes,
but
that'll be a heat wave.
But 14 tomorrow or something like that.
Right, right. Well, I think we're all ready to sew, and I know all of us have done some sewing either for Christmas or we've gotten some gifts that were sewn. And so tell us what you made this year.
I had a delightful experience making a clutch ball for my little granddaughter Lila. And there's a picture of it. Yeah,
those are so
made
fun.
out of it's Philip Jacobs fabric, and it was so the texture was just wonderful, and the pattern came from John Flynn's website, Flynn Quilt Frame Company. Yeah. It's actually flynnquilt.com. If you go to his patterns section and kind of keep going down and down and down, you'll find it, and I can post the link to that later. But it was very fun to make. It was partly machine sewn, and then the rest of it was put together with hand stitching and stuffed with fiberfill, and she loved it. Well, so we had a great time with it.
And you know what? Sometimes they call those the Amish puzzle ball,
I have heard that.
And so they have different names, but I've made that for baby gifts a lot of times. And you know, even though they can't really grab onto something, they can stick their hand in there and be able to hang on to the ball. Yeah,
right.
so
yeah, the size
cool.
of it was, you know, it was about this big, which a normal ball that size, she would, no way. She's 8 months old, and there's no way she would be able to handle that, but she could get a hold of this one.
All right.
It was very fun.
We already have some visitors on our website today. Carmen from Spain. Nice to see you again.
Hi.
And Glenn Weltman is out there too.
Good. Hello.
Yes. We hope you'll all join us every week on Wednesday. Well, I got a fun gift from my sister Marcia. And, you know, she's retired, and so now she's dug her sewing machine out and started to do some sewing. And so she made 50 boxes like this.
50?
Yes. And you know,
wow.
One of the best parts about making a project is picking out the fabric. She told me how much fun she had going to the store to pick out tractor fabric for the farmer's son-in-law. And so she made a bunch of these. But I'm going to show you a little bit about it because she used a decorative print on the inside. And, of course, mine had sewing machines on it. And then she handmade out of Shrinky Dink buttons to go on all four sides.
Those are so cute and clever.
Yes.
Very cute.
And my mom's had a heart, and it said Mom on it.
Aww.
And then she did a special label that's on the back of it that said it was handmade, especially for me, by Don and Marcia. And so, you know what? Sometimes just a nice, fun little gift like this, and you know, you could throw your change in there, your keys in there.
Right.
Fat quarters.
Oh, yeah, you
Fat
could fill it with fat quarters.
Yes, it's perfect for storing fat quarters.
And you know, they always say you should never return a box empty. Do I have to give it back to her full of fat quarters?
I don't think so.
But this took a 12-inch square of 2 different fabrics.
That's so cool.
And then it does have a facing on the inside, a liner on the inside to give it a little stability. So it was fun, and I think everybody enjoyed them because she personalized them to absolutely everybody she gave them to.
And the craftiness gene must run in your family.
Oh, yeah, and she's having fun. You know, she worked for John Deere. She used to weld the sides of combines, you know, those great big pieces of metal. And so, so she's retired now and has dug out her sewing machine. So it's fun to see what she's making.
That's fantastic. Beautiful.
All right, Betsy, I know that you're doing lots of new stuff.
I am, and so all of my fun sewing has been top secret, so I can't share it with you. But in our project parade, we have some hard at work quilters, and we have Britt Eddy, shared with us this really, really cool piece. And she is actually exploring designing for paper piecing patterns. So she was playing with that, and she wanted to try some of the different metallic fabrics that she got from the sewing store. And so she created this little wall hanging. It's all her own original design, just beautiful as it can be, and her quilting is lovely on it. And then Carol Smead shared Luna, and that she made in commemoration of the 2017 solar eclipse. And of course, that's a free pattern from our blog. And so we have lots of ladies that are busy over on the AQS Project Parade. It's the Facebook group. You can catch the link in the description. Join and just share your latest project with us and let us see what you've been making.
There are a lot of projects being shared already, and it's really a brand new group.
Yes, it's so much fun. And it's always so inspiring. It always gives really great ideas. And like whenever Britt shared her piece there that you saw, several people had questions about working with the metallic fabrics, and she gave them some ideas, and then she got some ideas. It's so fun to collaborate with fellow quilters.
And one of the fun things about that site is it doesn't make any difference whether you're a beginning quilter or a more advanced quilter. You're going to see a little bit of everything there.
There's just the most amazing things.
Show and tell.
Yes. Yes, show and tell is always so fun. It's always my favorite part.
And so that's a Facebook group.
Yes.
Right?
And it's the project parade. And we kind of went off of the parade thing from our little Paducah parade that we always have where quilters show off their work.
Yes.
And so it's a little party for you to come and join and share everything you've been making.
And so we want everybody to show off, don't we?
Are there still some people showing quilts from the Christmas Countdown quilts?
Oh,
because I expect that to continue.
Oh, yes. We still have them working on the quilt and finishing up the little 4-inch blocks. We have a few that are just starting brand new with the project. They waited until after Christmas to start, which is
not a bad idea,
right? That just means they're ahead. They're not behind because now they're ahead. And so anybody's welcome to join that group. We have 3 years worth of 4-inch blocks that you can pick from.
That's like 75 patterns, right?
Yes, block patterns that you can choose from. They're all these little 4-inch blocks, and you can play with them and have fun. If you get stuck on anything, if you're a beginner or anything, there are all sorts of people that are there to help and give you great ideas and tips to get through it.
Are most people hand quilting or machine quilting? Or stitching, I should say.
Overwhelmingly, they're machine stitching them. Yeah. They really are. And so, and lots of really great skill tips they're giving each other for working with those little teeny tiny blocks, because when 4 inches block, it gets down to nitty gritty pretty quick.
But the hardest piece to sew in there is a half square triangle, right? so it isn't like they're having to
not
do,
too hard.
Yeah, not to do real heavily skilled things. Anybody can make a half square triangle.
Yeah, it's
even though it's only about this big.
Right? It's an itty bitty half square triangle, but you know what? It's easy to tear out. That just takes a second.
Good point.
All right. Yes, and then we have some other fun things that are starting at the beginning of this year. So one of the big things that we had people beg us to come back and do again this year was our creative organizer. And so we did this for 2017, and you can still find all of those pages. And so for 2018, we're offering the planner pages, and we have new things that go with it. So you can see here's a couple of a general idea, and you'll catch more on the blog. But the new things to learn in 2018, you just kind of brainstorm and make a list, pick your top 3. And then there's some suggestions what to do with your top 3 picks for the year and how to play with them and learn about them. And then every month we'll always have your project pages that you see on the other side. And those go with any project you're working on, whether it's quilting, crafting, whatever you're doing. You can put your little project on there and kind of keep track of where you are. And it's really fun to go back at the end of the year and look at all the projects that you created as a creative person.
Well, and documenting, I mean, that's probably mostly what that is that it's hard to remember, when did I start this quilt?
Right? And it's good to keep track of your creative journey. Yeah.
So those will be every month?
Yes. The first part of the month, you'll see them on Point. They'll live on the blog. You can access them anytime. Download the PDF, print them out, and enjoy them.
And the blog is aqsblog.com. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, make sure they get that address if they don't know it already.
That is right.
All right, Ann, we have a really nice quilt hanging behind us
We do.
today.
This is called Cherry Berry Beauty. It was done by Ann Hammel and Ginette Schewe. Isn't it beautiful? The colors are so great. The pattern, the original pattern for this is Jacqueline de Jonge's Black Beauty. And it's just a gorgeous quilt. This is a kit, correct?
Yeah,
That's
yes.
available from Shop AQS.
We do have this on shop.
Yay!
It's
So you
beautiful.
could make the same quilt.
It's beautiful. And another big thing starting this year is our challenge. We love to have challenges to encourage everybody to be creative. So Quilt 2018 is the name of our challenge. It'll last all year long. It invites people to fill up a jar with techniques of things that they want to do to make quilts. So all the different things you want to try, stick those in a jar. Have at least 12, so that way you have one for each month. And then come up with your personal color of the year. And so it does.
Color of the year.
Right? So everybody's big into the color of the years. Pantone gives us the color of the year. Well, you, as a quilter, get to pick your own personal color of the year. You pick what you're going to work with that year. You might pick your favorite color. You might pick a really challenging color. You can go with Pantone.
I know some people do that. They pick a color they would never normally pick,
Right.
and try to include it in every quilt they make.
And so you take those two elements and bring those to the table, and then we provide a style of a quilt. So this month for January, we announced today is optical illusion quilts. And so we have a little bit of a history, which of course Karen Combs did a fantastic job teaching us back in the day, all about creating the optical illusion quilts.
And you know, that class is always one of her first classes to ever fill. People like to learn how to do that optical illusion by changing the shade of the fabric.
Isn't that cool? It's
Oh,
so
who isn't
amazing.
really
Yes.
entranced by those?
And it's so fun because it's become popular again today. And so what we have done is given people just kind of some nuts and bolts to get them thinking about how to make one. And then next week we're going to come out with a pattern, and we're going to hopefully have lots of you join us and create your own optical illusion quilts this month.
Somebody asked about the pattern to make this box. I know if you go to Pinterest and just put in fabric box, it will bring up several different boxes, not just this style, but several other styles. And there also are some YouTube videos out there that show you how to make these.
That's so cool.
Well, another day's gone by, and we're going to try to stay warm here in Paducah, and we hope that you will wherever you are. So join us next week, right here.
Bye-bye.